Your Worship, Mayor Mike Bradley, and members of Sarnia City Council, my name is Robert Dickerson, and I want to present regarding the East-West Active Transportation Corridor in Sarnia. This is the plan right out of the report and out of the Speak Up Sarnia website. The greatest thing about this plan are the connections to Germain Park, namely from Mariah Street to Germain Park, and then the connector away from Germain Park towards the west to Howard Watson Trail. However, there are some issues with this plan. In my opinion, these issues are the shared infrastructure with motorists that travels at the general speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour, the on-street parking, the poor road surface quality, and an inherent conflict between leisure and commuter routes for bicyclists. Let's have a look at the shared infrastructure with motorists as an example of Mariah Street and what the issues are there. The first item comes to mind, there's a sign that says a bicycle road. But what does it actually mean? That it means like bicycles, please use this road predominantly? Or is it a warning to motorists that bicycles may be on the road? But what's the implication of this? The second issue there's no bike lanes here. There's no protection for whoever uses the road as a bicyclist from the vehicles. And the other issue is a straight road design. It's straight shoot down the road, which entices this vehicle to actually travel the general speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour or even faster, creating an unsafe and unwelcoming situation for bicyclists. The next issue I want to mention is the issue of on-street parking. In general, I'm a friend of on-street parking, but it has to be done right. Here's an example where it could lead to a dangerous situation. I was biking along Mariah Street. There was a parked vehicle on the right and an oncoming vehicle on the left. As a bicyclist, have to weave into the traffic towards the middle of the road. The issue here was that there was bad road surface quality, and luckily for me, there was no one coming behind me. If someone would come behind me, there would be an incentive for that person to really trying to squeeze by there, being impatient. In the ideal world, we have the three elements of the traffic separated: the flowing traffic, the parking traffic, and then the bicycles. This could be accomplished by dedicated lanes for each mode of transportation. Unfortunately, I have to mention the poor road surface quality on Sarnia secondary streets. There are areas where it's outright dangerous to bike as a bicyclist. If your front tire goes into one of these potholes, will you fall and injure yourself? So here are two examples of Mariah Street where the surface is broken up. And Mariah Street is, according to the plan, the east-west corridor. So before we actually make this official bicycle-friendly road, we have to fix the road surface to make it bike-friendly. I also have to mention that going through Germain Park, it was rough at times. So again, when you think about the idea that less experienced bicyclists, like the elders or the very young children, go there, this is actually dangerous. So we need to fix this. Let's review the leisure versus commuter routes. Leisure bicycle routes is the proposed east-west corridor. It's great as a leisure trail to connect neighborhoods with point of interest, especially Germain Park. It's also good for a Sunday ride out with the whole family. Go from park to the waterfront. And please make it safe for kids. Drop the speed limit where bicycles share the roadway with cars to 30 kilometers per hour. On the other hand, commuter bicycle routes, the question must be asked, where are people traveling? Home to work. Provide it and people will use this. It's a chicken and egg issue right now. I know a lot of people that say, I would love to bike to work, however, I don't feel safe on the road. If you provide the bike lanes, people will use it. I mean, the direct path east to west, for example, at the Jessup, Wellington, or London Road. And let's face it, Road Diet is a wonderful tool to build bicycle lanes now in Sarnia. All it needs is paint and some elbow grease. Next, I want to discuss the bicycle east-west corridor options, commuter versus leisure routes. Kolbad is Sarnia. Where are you going, Sarnia? In the report, suggested is the Mariah Street shortcut through Germain Park, Germain Street, Preston Avenue, Afton Drive to Howard Watson Trail route as the east-west corridor. I think this is a great route for a leisure weekend kind of travel with your family. However, for the Monday to Friday, in the morning to work, in the evening back home, we need different routes. We need direct routes. We have to utilize the grid we have already in Sarnia. The first route I would like to suggest to improve and create bike lanes would be Wellington Street. Wellington Street goes through several landmarks in Sarnia: downtown waterfront, Mitten Village, the YMCA, and then connects to Lambton College. This would be great road to improve for safe bicycling. Similar to this, I would like to suggest to look into London Road. London Road is a 4-lane road throughout. This road could be improved by road dieting to provide bike lanes on London Road. My vision for active transportation is a bold one. We need to connect your home with your worksite, make biking possible. We have to connect points of interest to each other. The 3 waterfronts in Sarnia, downtown, Canatera Park, and Brights Grove. We have to connect Mitten Village with downtown with an active transportation path. And also you have to keep in mind that tourists are interested to come to Sarnia and use the bike to get around. In 20 minutes you get almost anywhere in Sarnia on a bicycle. Also, by having a good active transportation network, we will attract new citizens to Sarnia. The young family, because children like to walk around and bike around. Movement is healthy for them. The workers, once there is an alternative that's viable for them, they will use the bicycle to commute to work. Less motorized traffic means less pollution. And also for the seniors, once there is an active transportation network there, it's safe for them to move around and stay active in their older age. Active transportation infrastructure works for every age. Part of my bold vision is a big picture. Here it is. The green lines are the current bike lanes that exist in Sarnia, and the orange ones are the ones that should be implemented. Not everything once, one by one, but we need something like this for Sarnia to make it possible. My big picture idea, I have several main arterial roads down as bike lane roads. This is possibly done because the road quality is in general better on these main routes. Also, the traffic is somewhat okay even during the busy time of the day. So, if you look at here, there's an example of London Road. There's enough road infrastructure there to take away from the motorists and give it to the bicyclists. This process would be called road dieting. The process of road dieting is employed throughout the world. Here's an example of my hometown, Munich. This is a very busy arterial road, and as you see, painted on the road surface are bike lanes. The motor is reduced to 1 lane now, and the middle lane is here for the trams that go throughout the city. The website Strong Towns has a great idea for affordable bike lanes here in North America. Apparently what they use is these We Claim I Plant the Barriers. They use reclaimed tires for this. This would separate the bicyclist from the motorist on the roadway. If you break down my big picture, what can be done today? Well, we can use Wellington Street for the connector east-west, downtown Mitten Village to Lambton College. Then we can use Vital and Brock Street for bicycle lanes as well as a north-south connector. Then we can extend the existing bike route on Capel Street down on Russell Street to Wellington then. And then from Capel Street going west on London Road to connect to Brock and Vital Street, and then continue on north on Christina Street as well. This would be a great start for the big picture. Here are my revised recommendations. For the first one, I agree, we need an east-west corridor, but please use the Wellington Street for that. Number 2, yeah, sure, apply for the funding, that's great. Number 3 is, yes, extend it and all the way down to Wellington because that should become the new east-west corridor, so the connectivity is there. And fourth is also that Sarnia starts looking really into implementing the transportation master plan and start using a urban bike network that includes Brock and Vital Street and then continues on London Road to connect to Christina Street. Dear Mayor Mike Bradley and Sarnia City Council members, thank you for your attention, and are there any questions?